Good morning, welcome to another video. It's a bit darker than I was expecting it to be this time because it's so overcast. You can probably see it's drizzling, you can probably see some light in the sky up there. Now, I've come out today, as the title suggests, to do some floodwater fishing. Although I must admit, I didn't think it was going to be quite as high as it is now. And also, it is going to continue to come up and up and up. I think this river, probably before the end of the day, is going to be over the banks. At the moment, it's about 4 or 5 foot below the height of the bank, but it's flying up. I've checked all the gauges upstream and they're all still coming up, even at Hay on Y, which is miles upstream. So yeah, it's going to be a day of floodwater fishing. With that in mind, I bought the Big Bertha rod with me. I got my 2 3/4 pound power mesh rod, some big heavy feeders. It's going to be a case of fishing the sort of creases, the slacks behind the trees. This is a swim I've been doing quite well in this year. Can't even get down to it, to be honest, so it's going to be fishing from the top of the bank. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit lighter, perhaps bait up 3 or 4 swims and see how we get on. I say we, my mate Mick is with me today. I haven't fished with Mick for ages, so it'd be nice to catch up with him. He's come out, a bit of a last minute session. We only booked it yesterday because I did fancy doing a bit of high water fishing, but as I say, I didn't expect it to be this high. Just to put it into context, at the moment, it's pushing 4 meters on the gauge. I think it's 390 something. In the summer, it was at 0.3. So it's over 3.5 meters up at the moment, just to give it some context. Right, that's enough waffle. I'm going to drop a bit of bait in here, see how we get on. I bought this rod a couple of years ago now. I don't think I've ever used it in anger. It's certainly, I don't remember using it, and looking at the handle, I haven't. It's very clean. We shall soon put an end to that. Probably take a matter of minutes before it's all grubby. I'll stick all the info on all the gear I'm using down in the description like I always do. It'd be nice if we can find a spot where we can share swim, but I'm not sure how possible that's going to be today. Obviously, being the time of year as well, it's going to be short sort of window of opportunity. I think it's, well, at home yesterday, I picked my daughter up from school, got home about 4:15, and it seems to be getting dark already. So, yeah, I'm not sure how late we'll be able to stay. But like I say, I think there's going to be a natural race today, natural conditions race today between the dusk and the river level. Now, of course, when you're doing this sort of thing, safety is paramount. We have a way out, which is all uphill from here. So it's not like we're going to get stranded. Obviously, that's very important. Now, I know this swim, so I know we need to fish certainly around about there, certainly about there. It's going to keep going down. There we go, we hit the bottom. We want to obviously fish in the riverbed. What I don't want to be doing is fishing on the bank. I do know the bank finishes around about a line between these stingers and that willow down there. So if we're out there, I know we'll be all right. Now I've got a nice mixture of pellets here. My standard sort of mixture of pellets. We'll get a bit of this down, as I say, we'll perhaps bait. There's 2 of us here, so we might even perhaps bait half a dozen swims, something like that. And I'll tell you what, if we hook some barbel today, which obviously I hope we do, we're going to put a hell of a scrap in this flow. Blimey. My thought for wanting to come out and fish this flood was because I'm pretty sure, I haven't done the water temperature yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a warm flood. Last time I did the water temperature on here, as you'll have seen in previous videos, it was 9.2, 9.4, around about there. Well, the whole time when this rain's been falling, it's been 14, 15 degrees. So I'm convinced the water will have warmed up. If it hasn't, I think we're in for a very hard day. Weather-wise, as I say, it's drizzling at the moment. It's supposed to, all the clouds supposed to break up and it's supposed to go sort of clear and sunny. Or sort of perhaps some scattered showers. There's flood warnings in place all over the place here. Right, I've got 4 pellets in, 4 spoppers of pellets, homemade spoppers of pellets. Let's get some hemp in as well. And as I say, we'll perhaps go and have a little wander. It's lightened up a bit now. These things are just like a bait dropper if you don't know. They're similar to what carp fishermen use as a spom. But instead of opening on the surface, they open on the bottom. Got a big heavy weight at the bottom, or on the nose, I should say, and it just drags it to the bottom, and then that just springs it open as that touches bottom. Right, I'm not going to go mad. I'm going to be fishing the feeder. I don't need to go mad. We'll start getting lots of bites and lots of fish. We can fill it in a bit. Could be one of those days today. We could literally struggle to get a bite, or we could absolutely bag up. It's just one of those, you just don't know. Right, that's enough waffle. I think we'll have a little wander, see what we can find a bit downstream. A slight change of plan from what I said I was going to do. What I've actually done is I've baited 2 swims, because I think with reflection, I'm not sure we want to spread ourselves too thin today. Perhaps we will if it's a struggle. Perhaps running around, dropping into different swims might be an idea like I normally do, but I'm just thinking if we can get some fish concentrated in a swim, that's the way we'll hopefully have a bit of a hit. Certainly conditions where we might have a hit of fish, as I mentioned. So I'm going to do that first, I think. I baited this swim and one about 100 metres downstream for Mick, assuming he wants to go in there. He might have his own ideas, of course. Right, I'm going to get a fish just off this crease, so I think I'm going to try 4 ounces, see if that will hold. Possibly won't, but we'll soon find out. If it will, great. If it won't, we can go 5. Now, I think the secret today is going to be smelly baits. I've bought a stack of different pastes with me to paste wrap pellets or boilies. I've got the stinkiest ground bait you can possibly imagine. It's a mix of pellets. I've got some smelly shrimp and krill ground bait in it, and I've also put some tuna in it as well. So absolutely pongs. They'll certainly know it's there. Let's put it that way. I've soaked up the pellets. I know I tend to call them scalded pellets, and I'm guilty of it as well. You don't really scald them, you just soak them. I tend to soak them in warm water. Can't wait to cast in. I really thought last time on here that would have been my last session. Got there, Robin Red. I thought it would have been my last session on here of the year. Really did. Not going far out at all, like I say. I'm just getting that on the edge of that fast water. Down and down and down. Right, put a bit of line out. Let's see what happens. It's nice to get off the mark early. Hopefully that feeder will hold. Seems to be at the moment. Some indications will be good, but I'm not sure we're really going to get any. I think it'll probably just be a case of nothing, then whack. Yeah, loads of debris, look, coming down. Not surprisingly. That's what shifted the feeder. Let's try 5. Here he is.
Got out.
I've had 1 cast.
Oh, right, okay.
So, Mick is here. We just had a wander up the stretch. We'll look at a few swims. There's a few swims upstream we can have a go at. Mick's going to go and have a go in the field where I baited. And we're just going to play it by ear, really. Hopefully catch a few fish. Not getting long out of a cast. before it just gets wiped out by debris. It'll be sort of 5-minute casts, I think. You get 10 minutes out of a cast, done really well. Tess! Come here, you. Leave Mick alone. Good girl. Takes about 3 or 4 minutes to start the bait runner going. There's that much pressure on the line. Thing is, we've been the first high water of the autumn. It's just picking up all the dead leaves. It's been windy for a couple of days as well. Just all the leaves are just coming down. It's ideal as well when there's 2 of you, because you can obviously cover a few more swims, and when you're trying to find the fish, you can cover a bit more ground. I'll say we'll have a couple of hours in here, I think, and then nothing's happened, have a bit of a move. We'll give it perhaps an hour. If nothing's happened, I will perhaps go and drop some bait in to another swim. As I say, this peg has been quite good this year, but never fished it with anything like this much water on, so it may be an absolute waste of time, to be honest. I just don't know. I mean, look at this. Literally half a tree. A wagtail hitching a ride. Now the tree goes through. Oh dear. Wild, wild weather. Oh, yeah?
Got one.
Have you?
Yeah.
Fair play. Got it in the net?
Yeah, got it in that, yeah.
Well, Mick's just had one. We're going to have a look. That's a good start.
It's alright, I don't know. £6 or so?
£6-ish, isn't he? Probably a good 6, I would say.
A couple of those smelly sausage sizzle sonar baits things that leak out, so literally within about 5 minutes of sticking it out, so in a bit of a slack bit of water.
Some nice bits of slack along here, actually, isn't there?
Yeah. So yeah, nice little fish.
Cracking, nice one, mate.
Cracking.
Wonderful. Hopefully it means on the feed.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant. I'm really pleased he's had one. He's not been having a good time of it with barbel of late. Now he's not far from that other swim I baited. I told you I baited another swim earlier. So I'm going to give it another half an hour, I think, in here. And then perhaps have a move. I'm still not doing any good. He's got a lovely swim there. He's found this cracking swim, a bit of slack in the edge. Really nice bit of slack as well. I'm certainly going to drop back in here. I think I'll probably, if I do go for a roam, or when I do go for a roam, I'll probably leave most of my gear in here. Just take a few bits and pieces, a bit of wander about, and then if I suddenly do drop on a swim where I'm getting multiple bites, we can have a proper move. I have this swim as a bit of a base. Now I've come to this familiar stretch again today, purely because I know it, and knowing the river was going to be like it is and flying up, so there's only one place I want to go. It's not a day for exploring, for going and trying out different stretches. There's one other stretch I would have fished today, that was already booked up, so I came on here, as I say, familiar territory. But I think we'll have a move soon. Give it 20 minutes more. If we don't have anything, we'll have a move, and then we'll perhaps come back. There'll be even more water on there. I mean, I can almost see the river coming up. It's coming up that fast. And I reckon when I got in here, there was about 5 foot to the water. I reckon there's about 4 foot now. Well, as I said, it's boiling up a bit in here, more than when I baited up. But we'll have a go. It's quite uncomfortable for fish to sit in water that's boiling. You want just like a nice steady flow really. But as I've baited it, we'll have half an hour. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's forming this sun. I have to strip off, I think. Right, that's what happened. Drop that just out there. There we go. Cast it up there. It's ended up right in front of us here. Bow a line out. See what happens. Alright, we'll have a few minutes in here, I think. Nice bit of slack. We have got to sort of get out to the edge of it to get in the river. I know from having walked past this swim plenty of times. Let's have a little, well, underarm swing. Would it be a bit easier if I stood up? There you go. I think we should be in the river there. Obviously we're in the water, I mean in the river proper, on the river bed as such. Lovely little peg this is actually. Might be worth having a few goes in here. Sort of swim you deserve to get a bite in. It just looks right. Brilliant. Wow. Covered in teasels, you pillock. Test. Stand up, you plonker. You're too heavy to lean on me. I should be leaning on you. Ooh, that was a definite rattle, wasn't it, Ian? That was a proper pull, wasn't it? Ooh. Well, it's the first sign I've had of anything. That was a proper pull. It's probably a chub, the way it rattled and then stopped. But it'd be nice to get off a blank. And again, there's something sniffing around down there. And again. Come on. Let's hope it's a big barbel knocking the feeder around, rather than a half-pound chub chewing away at the hook bait. Certainly something in here, but I suggest it's a chub. I think whatever it is, we've got it on. I think it's a fairly modest chub, as suspected. Oh, it's not, it's a decent chub. It's trying to get under my landing net. Come on. Oh, he's a nice chub. Well, landing net's inside out. Go on. There we go. A fish. Yay. Suspected it was a chub after those few rattles we had earlier. But if he's in there, there's no reason why some of his barbely mates won't be in there as well. Let's have a look at him, shall we? Come on, Tessie, out of the way. Good girl. Go on, shift. Good girl. Well, he's very lively. He's not going to break any records, but on a day when bites have been hard to come by, I'll settle for that to open my account. And like I say, hopefully his barbely mates will be down there as well. Let's get him back. Very lively. Blimey. Just down on that crease. There we go. Just there. That's nice. You just sort of feel it down. It just swings around a bit. That's lovely. Right, here's a couple of minutes there. We're ready to go. Go on, chap. Off you go. Go on. Cracking. Well, we're off the mark. Floodwater fishing, and we're off the mark. We'll have another 10 or 15 minutes in here. Just see whether we can have another fish, whether it was just him mooching about or whether he's down there with his mates. See, these look a bit like bites, but I don't think they are. I think it's just the current, I think. It's just too gentle. It's too steady. It's not sharp enough to be fish bites. I must admit, I did think today, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case, but I did think today perhaps be able to get something going in a swim. I thought they'd perhaps be out on the munch, and rather than flitting about sort of picking off fish, we'd be able to build a swim, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. I had to do 4 swims for that bite. Not had anything more off Mick. I think he's just dropped on that fish. I was going to say fortuitously, but it's watercraft. It's not fortune at all. Oh, this is a nice one actually. It's a nice swim to fish as well. It's tight, obviously, but there's this lovely bit of steady water in here, and it extends sort of further down as well under a few trees. There's definitely some fish here. Right, one more cast in here for now. And then we'll have another move. I'm definitely going to pop back in here, because obviously we've had that chub and we've just seen something come out there as well. I think that was a chub as well. As I say, if the chub are finding it a nice place to be, there's no reason why the barbel won't either. It's almost a bit too slack for barbel. Well, I'm just pushing out onto that crease. Hello.
No more fish, you?
I've had a chub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On my cheesy garlic, chilli.
Oh, yeah.
Tess, shut up. Oh, there we go. That was a proper pull. Oh, wait. Oh, hello. Blimey. Well, this is not a chub. Just chatting to Mick. Mick's just stood behind you, just resting his swim. He was just saying, it's a nice looking slack that. The rod went over. I was just under my bum cheek so I could feel any knocks, and I just felt it go thump. Fantastic. Well, this one's not doing a lot. It's just holding there. Blimey, don't they fight? 2 3/4 pound Tesco rod bent to the handle. Go on, you. Go on, out the way. I can hardly move it. It's just holding there. I keep thinking it's snagged up. It's not. Oh, blimey. It's not charging about or anything. It's just holding there. Blimey. Do you reckon, Tess? You're going to land it, are you? Hey?
to land it?
Yeah, you can do, yeah. I wouldn't say no. Tess, move. Move. Good girl. Must be getting somewhere near. I don't think I'm making a meal of this.
Was that on then, Nick?
I've got a sauce pellet on with a robin red paste wrap. Oh, I don't look massive. I think I am making a meal of it. Oh, this mate. Just can't get him up in the water. Yeah, I got a 5-ounce feeder on there, so that don't help really, does it? But feels half decent fish. Oh, he's a nice one, isn't he? Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate. Wonderful. Well, there we are. That's about that. I said, didn't I, give it some right scrap in these conditions? Yes, it's a fish. Yeah, lovely fish. And I just felt, as I say, I just got my bum on the rod, and I'd felt a thump a couple of minutes earlier, and I thought there's something sniffing around. I thought maybe it would be a chub again, but that's a cracking fish. Floodwater barbel, wonderful. Right, he's had a good rest. We can get him back. It's difficult in this net. There's so much mesh. Great for resting him up, but tricky to get him back. Go on, chap. There he goes. Well, that is fantastic. It does look good, this peg. This swim. Vindication for coming out today as well. On a day when it could have been difficult. I say last time I did the water temperature, it was mid-9s. Mick said he's done it, it's 12 today. I knew it would have warmed up. This was really what I wanted to come. And it's not been easy. As I say, it's not been a bagging up day at all, but you just don't know, do you? It's maybe short feeding spells. I'm not sure. I've just changed feeders actually. I'm just going to try and hold with a 4-ounce in here. But I said, didn't I, they fight when you catch them in this water this high. I literally, I could barely move that fish. It was properly pulling my arm off. Not doing a lot, but just holding out. I actually, well, you probably heard me say, I felt like it was snagged. It was just solid. And then I would give it a bit extra and then it would move again. I took that on 40mm sauce pellet, which was paste wrapped with some robin red paste I made from some pellets. Mick was saying he's not had anything else. That's why he came along actually. He came along because he baited his swim and he was just going to rest it up for a bit. And was all rather serendipitous, that was. Because if I hadn't caught that chub, I probably wouldn't have stayed in here long enough to catch that barbel. If Mick hadn't come along, I'd have probably moved because I was going to give that one more cast. That cast that I had. And if we weren't chatting away, I'd have probably moved and I probably wouldn't have caught that fish. So yeah, that is very serendipitous. But hey, I'll take it. It's lovely to catch a fish when the river's at just about 4 meters now on the local gauge. It's gone over the top. It's finally gone over the top at Hay on Wye, which is a long way upstream. But it's looking good because also I don't think it's coming up quick enough to make us have to leave before you know, we're starting to worry about getting back. I mean, as I say, that's why I put my waders on really, so I could walk back through a bit of water if I needed to. But I'm certainly give it a bit longer in here as well. This swim now looks much better than the swim we've got all the stuff in, which is not far away to be honest. But it looks much better now. We've just had a little wander with Mick and we found him another nice swim. I sort of pointed one out to him. It's only a tiny little swim like this one. So wouldn't you have to go in here? This looks nice. It looks similar to this actually. So he's going to have another half an hour or so in the swim. He's caught that fish in and then he's going to have a little move, I think, if he doesn't do any good. It's just a case of, when you're fishing like this, it's a case of being able to fish somewhere reasonable. You know, there's no way I'll be able to cast out in the middle of there and hold. It's rattling through and it's probably, well, there's what, we're 3.5 meters of water on from summer levels, and the fish going to want to be out there, possibly not, sheltering behind rocks and stuff, maybe. I don't know. But certainly, with all the debris coming down, you really struggle to fish out, and the more line you've got in the flow, obviously, the harder it's going to be to hold bottom, and it's going to be hard enough anyway. And that's great that I caught a fish in here, in this slack. Well, on the crease really. I'm casting just really to the end of that willow. But I often say to people as well, you've probably seen me do it, I'm not doing it at the moment just because I've got the rod over here, but quite often I have the rod as it is now, touching my bum, on my knee, or holding it. You'd be amazed how much you can feel that you don't see. As I said to Mick, we were chatting, I sort of turned around and I had my bum just on the butt, and I felt it just a whack like that. The tip didn't move, but you just feel it. And so I knew there was something sniffing around. I thought perhaps it was a chub again, another chub. And then literally a couple of minutes later, again, I'm pretty sure I was turned around talking to Mick. I felt thump, thump, thump on my bum and looked around and the tip's going. And with the tip moving about as much as it is in these sort of conditions, holding the rod, you get so much feedback. There's no question, you know, when you have a pull round on the tip, you'll feel whether it's a fish or not, when your eyes could perhaps deceive you a bit. But yeah, cracking. I'm happy, and it's only about midday, I think, just gone. A bit warmer as well now with my hoodie on. But that's great. I mean, it doesn't mean there's a load of fish in here feeding by any means. You know, that swim mixing is proof of that. You know, it's been about 3.5, 4 hours since he had that fish, and he's not had anything else since. And it does look a cracking swim that he's in there. What I like to do really, as you've probably seen in the videos, is when I'm fishing for fish that, like barbel, where you're going to get slamming bites, you know about it. I like to fish with the rod pointing downstream, so the line that comes off the rod tip is in line with the rod. I think you get a fish are going to hook themselves against the rod tip. So the less angle you give, the more that hooking potential is, and then more sort of hook themselves against the reel. But I just can't in here because there's a tree in the way, as you can see over there. I just can't do it in here, which is why I've got it over here. What a scrapping. I mean, that's my, as I said, my 2 3/4 pound test curve rod, and it was bent through the handle. I had to have the rod on my hip. I couldn't fight it on my arm. Now I need to update you on a session. I was here about a week ago, something like that. I'm terrible with dates. It's about a week ago. I got invited by a couple of chaps who I'd guided a few weeks earlier. They wanted to come down and have another go. It'd really given them a bug to come down and have a go again. So we came to this stretch because they had such a good session previously on here. I'll link that video up there and in the description at the end as well. We really struggled. We really struggled. We went 3 up in the swim. They'd done really well in to start with. Had a bit of a social as well. A couple of hours in there, nothing. I got itchy feet, so I went for a bit of a wander. I fished, I think, 4 swims. Did a circuit on 4 swims that I'd baited, nothing. Did a circuit again, and I was in the swim that we fished earlier today, actually. And I finally started to get some knocks out in the middle of the river. I couldn't connect. I was sitting with the rod, someone's after me, sitting with the rod on my knee, a couple of taps, I would strike, nothing, I couldn't connect. I thought, this is possibly small barbel. I possibly got mouths too small that they can get the pellet in. They're probably perhaps just pulling away at it. Because I'm a 2 1/4 pound test curve rod and I was getting some decent pulls on it. I thought it's either that or it's some small chub and I'm just not connecting for whatever reason. Anyway, I eventually connected with one, and it was a small chub, about 8 ounces. So that answered that question. I carried on for a bit in there, had another chub, a couple of pound maybe. And I was just thinking, it's starting to get to the time now where I should perhaps get back and have a couple of hours being sociable with the chaps. I think it was about 3:15, something like that, and I had a phone call to say they just had a barbel. So I came back. Unfortunately, I was too far away to get any footage. But I came back, and I think Simon had a couple of chub and Colin had a barbel. So I dropped in there with them. From memory, I think I had another chub, and that was it. We didn't have any more bites. So yeah, tricky day. Weighing conditions seemed really good. Talking of conditions, I've literally just taken my coat back to the peg, dropped my hoodie, and now it's raining. I haven't had it on for 2 hours. Typical. So yeah, it was not the easiest day, but nice to catch up with the chaps, and we're definitely going to do it again. Most probably next year now. When you get to this time of year on the White, it can be really tricky if you don't know. I mean, the Wye drains the Welsh mountains, so you get a lot of snow melt in the colder months. You get cold rain. That just kills the sport. So you have to really pick and choose when you come. And I only tend to come conditions like this. It just so happens it's a week after the last time I came. Conditions like this when it's been relatively cold, and then you get a hit of warm rain, and that's the time to have a go. If you want to do a bit of floodwater fishing. I'm not going to call this floodwater fishing because, to be honest, I'm sat on a bit of a bank here. The field behind me is lower than the river. The field behind me is actually just starting to fill up a little bit, as you can probably see there. It's just starting to fill up. There's a brook that runs in just next to me here, and it dips down a bit. That's starting to go under. But we'll be all right. Like I said, I've got my waders on. I know the lay of the land as well, so we'll be fine. And I think we'll be able to fish until dusk, certainly until curfew. Curfew is an hour after sunset, so just about when it gets properly dark. Tessa's been out with me for the last 2 days, and I think she's a bit knackered. She's not her usual sprightly running around like a lunatic self. I think she burned a lot of energy off yesterday. She hasn't recovered yet. Now, just because I've caught in this swim doesn't mean I'm going to stick it out in here for the rest of the day. We'll certainly have another half an hour in here. As I say, quite often when you get a barbel, you might get 1 or 2 more straight afterwards if a big gang of them have moved in. But I'm not sure it's that sort of day, to be honest. I might perhaps have half an hour in here. We'll perhaps go back to the base camp swim, have something to eat, and a bit of refreshment while we're fishing in there, and then perhaps have a bit of a wander again. So, I saw the tip move quite a bit then. I felt absolutely nothing. Because, like I said, again, I've got this rod tucked just under my bum cheek. Kills 2 birds with 1 stone, really. Firstly, I can feel what's going on, and secondly, stop the rod disappearing. Although I have got the bait runner on. If we do get a barbel, tear off with it. What I do find is the barbel, quite often you'll probably seen with the bites, you tend to get a couple of thumps and then it goes. I think what happens is they'll pick the bait up, feel the feeder, and they shake their heads a couple of times, which is what pulls the hook home, and then they bolt off, and that's when the rod goes over. So you tend to have a couple of thumps first and then it tears off. It doesn't tend to just rip off out of the blue. It does sometimes, but you generally get a couple of thumps first and then it goes. It's 12:15 now, actually. I've got my phone here, so we'll give this to 12:30. If nothing happens, I'll just drop a little bit of bait in with the spopper, and then we'll give it a rest. As I always say, best thing you can do for a swim is to bait it up, and the second best thing you can do is to not fish it. Right, doggo, you can have a sleep if you want. You don't have to run around all day. You're knackered, aren't you? You'll be worn out for 3 days, doggo. give you a nice massage. Yes, nice. I don't need any kisses, thank you. I know where you'll put your nose. Oh, there's cow pats over there. Right, I'm going to call it there. For now, we'll keep that one on the back burner. I'm going to go and grab the spopper thing, drop a bit more bait in here, or drop a bit bait in here I should say. We've only put any in through the feeder so far. So we'll get through some in through the spopper, and we'll go back to the main swim, and we'll have a fish in there. It's coming up and up and up and up. I'm not sure we're going to hold it here anymore with 5 ounces. We can try. I've sort of modded some feeders to make them 6.5, so we can try those if we need to. Mick's not had anything in his original swim after he dropped back into it. He's dropped into a swim just along here, tight little swim, and he's just actually had a bite when I was talking to him when I was having something to eat. So there's clearly something in there. It looked like possibly a bit of a chubby clang, but you never know. I'm going to try now and hold over there with 5 ounces and a big bow of line. Let's see. Oh, look at this. That's special. Blimey. Right, I am going to call that there for now. Come on, get the washing off the line. I'm not sure we're going to be back in this swim, to be honest. I've not had any signs of anything. I think what I'm going to do, that being the case, I'm going to go and have perhaps 45 minutes or so in the swim where we caught. And then, if we don't do any good in there, we'll have a move down to the swim where we've not caught, and then perhaps drop into the swim where we've caught again. That's what I'm thinking at the moment, if we're not getting any bites. Obviously, if we are, we'll stick it out where we're getting the bites. Right, let's have a little mini pack down and we'll get off. Yeah, a much better proposition, I think, this one, than that swim we've just come from. The sort of base camp swim. This looks much nicer. Get back on 4 ounces in here. Right. Let's see if we can winkle at another one. Dog. With a bit of luck, a few fish will have moved over that bait we put in. Alright, go on. Getting a few rattles all of a sudden. Well, I've been sticking it out in here because we're getting some inquiries. And if I'm going to have a bit of a move and try that other swim, it's going to have to be fairly soon. It is 2:45. And bearing in mind in sort of hour and a half, it's going to be getting dark. It certainly was yesterday. Time is sunset. .4:35, so we can fish till 5:35. Oh, hello. Well, we're in. It's just took the drone off to get some nice shots. And it's gone over. Blimey. Oh, hello. Oh, God. It has been rattling away with a few knocks and rattles and taps. Oh, blimey. Like I say, I was just taking the drone off to get some scenic shots. Again, I can do nothing with this at the moment. It's torn off downstream. Again, it feels like he snagged me, but I don't think he has. He's just holding the flow. Unfortunately, we've got a bit of a branch involved here. I'm going to have to get down here, I think, and try. We could have a problem here. Branch is definitely moving. I'm just hoping the barbel's in there. Just a very fine, or the line I should say, is in the very fine twigs on the end. Need him to swim out really, out into the flow. Right. Hi. It is. Yeah. See ya. Oh, that was close. It was. He got us right in that tree. Well, the line was just sort of going through the tree. Oh, he's not even very big. Well, he's very, very welcome. I was just thinking of a move, to be honest. Obviously, that's probably off the cards now. Chap just walking past. Well, as you saw. Got him. Actually, he's bigger than I thought he was. How's your luck coming out of that tree? Blimey. I say I was just putting the drone up. Literally, you probably heard it. Just putting it up to get some nice scenic shots. And I tried with one hand to spin it round, see what's going on. Hopefully, we've got some footage. Well, that's the first for me. I never controlled a drone and played a barbel at the same time. Cracking fish. It's not been easy today. There's clearly some bites to be had in here, so I think we'll stick it out in here now. It's gone 3 o'clock. It's going to be getting dark in an hour or so. Yeah, cracking. That's wonderful. Obviously, goes without saying to give them a good rest, but especially when they're going back into water this fast. You've got to make sure they're fighting fit, as this one is, as you can see. Now I'll try and do a nice release, but with this amount of mesh and this net, it is very tricky. They tend to get all twisted in the net. There we go. very ungraceful. Never mind, he's happy and healthy to go and fight another day. Well, without wishing to be a bit boring, it's probably going to pay us to stay in here now. It's later than I thought as well, actually. It's gone 3:30. So, yeah, I think we'll stay put. Both fish so far on a robin red paste wrapped pellet. That's robin red paste on a pellet. That one I had on a robin red pellet. The previous one I had on a sauce pellet. Both, as I say, wrapped in robin red paste that I made myself from the pellets. All I've done is got some pellets, put them in the blender, made them into dust, and then just brought the paste together with, see it there, brought the paste together with some of the matching liquid, robin red liquid. It's a little bit non-binding. I was going to say powdery. Powdery's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean. So what I've done is I've actually stuck some Weetabix in to bind it up a bit, used the gluten to bind it up. Perhaps they're getting on the feed. Oh, wow, there. The noisiest vehicle in the world. A farmer in something. See, his exhaust pipe mended. Blimey. Right. Well, that's cracking. Wonderful. It's absolutely typical. You sit there for hours and hours and hours without getting a bite, and you think, I'm not getting any bites, I'll put the drone up. As soon as you do that, bang, 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 bang. So apologies for the slight hecticness, but we got it sorted. Oh, there's a rattle. I think we've got a few fish in here now. And they do pull in this water when it's like this. Blimey, they pull. And he was probably £6 on a good day for wading without my glasses on. And God, what a scrap. You see those branches over there, the line was sort of over one of those branches. Fortunately, I said, didn't I need him to swim out, and he did. He swam out and the line pinged out that way. If you want to see how I set up the end tackle I'm using today, I made a video. It's this setup I can switch between the Method and the running ledger rig really easily. So I'll link you into a video up there. It'll be in the description as well. You can go and have a look at that over on the Fishing Tips channel, my other channel, which I put all the non-fishing or my personal fishing videos. The guiding videos are over on there, and all the sort of tactics and tackle bits and pieces are over on there too. It's a nice and adjustable rig. What I've done actually this time, because I could have had a few rattles before we caught that barbel, had a few rattles and taps, and I thought they knock in the feeder here and the bait's like this far away, so I shortened it right down to perhaps 18 inches at the most, just over a foot perhaps, and yeah, we got a bite pretty quickly after I did that. You see what I do with my paste as well. I tend to keep them in these food bags. Because first of all, if you're limited with space to carry them around in your bag and stuff, you can squash them to whatever shape you need and shove them in between bits and pieces. And also, they're really easy to just pick up, throw back in the freezer when I get home. Just write on them what's on them, and nice and easy to grab next time out as well. All the individual bags live in a big bag, my paste bag. And very easy to just, as I say, just grab hold of. It's worth mentioning as well, I mean, I dropped into this swim, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I had, I don't know, 20 minutes in here, something like that. I was sat right down there. Didn't have a sniff. You know, if I'd have gone on my past experience, albeit with the water about sort of 2.5 metres lower than this, I'd have thought, that's a waste of time, won't bother with that. It just looks nice. Whereas a swim that's usually quite good, further down there, it's no good today. You got to be flexible. You got to give things a go. By all means, I really wanted to see if there would be any fish in that swim. Clearly there aren't. And looking at it, it's not really surprising. And the higher the river's got, the worse it looks in that swim, to be honest. It's not just that it's rattling through. I mean, river fish don't mind sitting in the flow. What they don't want to be sitting in is boiling water that's going all over the place. And all you got to do is go on YouTube and have a look at fish like chub and barbel when they're in a steady flow. You'd be amazed how little effort they have to put in to swimming, to staying in position. They hardly do anything. You'd think they'd have to be swimming really hard, and they don't at all. It is when they're in the boiling water, when the water's all changing direction all the time, that's when they have to put a lot of effort in, and that's what they don't want to sit in. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of barbel in here, out in the middle, out here, just sat behind rocks, out the flow. There we go. What did you get? I think this might be a chub. I think it's probably a chub. Ooh, I don't know that. It's a very small barbel if it's not. But yeah, I'm sure there are a lot sat out here, as I said. Oh yeah, this is not a chub. I'm sure they're sat out in this flow behind rocks. Right, let's concentrate on what we're doing, because I think this one weeded us up. He has. He's got us in the bankside vegetation, this one. Come on, out, out, out. Oh, we got him moving again. Yeah, this is a barbel, it's not a chub. Right, concentrate on what you're doing. What a swim this has turned into. Blimey. It's making my rod rings sing. These unlined rings. There's a bit of colour in the water. They really do sing. Come on, you. Oh, God blimey. God, this one is getting me in all the bankside vegetation. There's loads of sort of stinging nettles and brambles and stuff around by our feet. And under the water by our feet, I mean. Oh, got him! What's a hat trick? Fantastic. And there's me thinking he was a chub. Oh, lucky ladybird, look. Crawling on my trousers. Go on, mate. Off you go. Well, these fish are so lively today. This one gave me the most grief, I think, of all of them. It's getting all under our feet. That's cracking. We're not breaking any records, size-wise, but hey, it's bites. And on a day like today, which has been a bit tricky, fishing in conditions like this, wide torpedoes of any size are very welcome. I think we can get this one back with any grace. I doubt it. The main thing is he's well rested. There's so much mesh. Go on, chap. See, they gotta get the nose in it, in the mesh. There we go. No, still got his nose in there. There we go. Powered off. Well, as I say, it's not graceful, but they're going back strong. That's the main thing. Well, let's stick another new hook link on. That one's managed to tie itself in a knot. That's one thing about coming to the Y. Bring plenty of hook links. God, if I can get my words out. I think I've got through 5 today. It's been a good day, to be honest. Lost one at the hook, where the hook came snapped off. Lost all my stuff as well. And I had a couple of damaged ones, which obviously I've changed. Oh, I'm really pleased I came today. I was umming and ahhing. As I say, I was stressing all night, thinking, I'm not going to be able to fish, we're not going to be able to fish. We're not even going to be able to get to the river. And it was my idea, so I was feeling a bit bad, thinking, oh no, mix coming, because I've said I think it'll be quite good, and it's going to be rubbish. We're not even going to be able to fish. But Mick was saying he sort of was on his way and thought, shall I turn round, go home? But I got here a bit earlier than him. I assured him we could get to the river. Oh dear. Nice to christen this rod as well. A few barbel and a chub. A couple of little things I've done as well with my ground bait and pellets. I'm not using ground bait. There's a little bit of ground bait in it, but it's mostly, as I said, soaked pellets. I'll pinch it up a little bit. I grabbed some, I don't know if they made any difference, but I was in a tackle shop yesterday getting some maggots, which not for today. And I picked up some F1 sweet pellets. I'll chuck some of those in with it. And you can certainly smell it. Obviously quite a sweet smell. And I think sort of less fish mealy, although I'm not totally sure. And I've also put a couple of, it's going to sound a bit mad, but I've put a couple of pouches of cat food into it as well. With tuna, just a Tesco's own brand. You get these little sachets. I bought like a big box of it. It was only cheap. And I put some of that in as well, thinking that it might help. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, who knows. Well, I think every little edge you can give yourself can help. I just thought it's something a bit different from to come across as well in the ground bait, you know, some pellets, some big pellets, some small pellets, and some sort of meaty chunks as well. As I say, I have no idea whether it's actually made any difference or not. Who knows? It may just be the fact that we're on them in this swim, and the other swims we've been in we're not. And we haven't been. Who knows? Oh, it's mad. I hate this time of year. 4 o'clock. I know, like I say, I don't know if you can tell on there. It's starting to get dark already. Literally 4 o'clock. I'm happy I came out. I've done what I wanted to do. Just fancied some floodwater fishing, some floodwater barbel. I fished a new peg. Very happy. Yeah, what I was saying about that fish getting me in the edge here. I mean, down here, there's at least 2 meters vertical height of this sort of stuff in there. And that's what he was getting me in. I could feel him getting into the stinging nettles and the brambles and all the rest of it. A couple of times he got me weeded up solid. I think if it had been bigger fish, we might have really struggled. Because he was fairly small, I managed to pull him out. It's paste a nice consistency as well that I've made, because obviously you can fiddle with the consistency as you make it. You put more or less liquid in, make it stiffer or wetter. And this is staying on certainly longer than the pellets are staying in the feeder. The scalded pellets. Blimey, I'm popular today. I'm sure you can tell as well how much higher this water's coming. It's still on the up. No danger of us not being able to get out though. Yeah, we won't have a problem. And it's completely not what I thought it was going to be as well. I said, didn't I, at the beginning? I said it's either going to be scratching around for bites or we're going to have a hit. And it's kind of been in between. This shows you, what do I know? Okay, so it is just 4:30. I've had a little bit of a mini pack away just to get everything sorted. I'm going to give it another half an hour. If we get some indications, we'll give it a bit longer. If we don't, probably knock it, to be honest. I'm not sure barbel o'clock going to make much difference on a day like today when there's 3.5, 4 metres of extra coloured water above these fishes' heads. I don't think the fact that it's getting dark is going to make too much odds to them. But you never know. They're fish. They change the rules every day, don't they? Here we go. Here we go. Go on. Oh, I thought they were going to be in then. Oh, I thought that was going to keep going. Looked quite chubby. I thought we were going to get thump, 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 and then it was going to go. Blimey. Not bonfire night, is it? Oh, it is. That'll be it then. I'm not going to give it too much longer. I've had a few rattles in the last half an hour, but I think it's probably chubby clangs. But you probably hear the fireworks have started. Forgot it was the 5th of November. It's a bit early to be having fireworks, but yeah, just all of a sudden kicked off. There's absolute rackets. Oh, here we go. Oh, well, I was just leaving my mate a message about the racket that was the fireworks. The rod's gone over. And the fireworks have stopped. How wonderful is that? Somebody's been messing about with that for a while. Oh, someone's after me. What a day. It's been cracking. I am counting my chickens a bit. He's not a beast, this one. Sudden flurry of fireworks since all stopped again. It's very strange. A firework display that's lasted literally 2 minutes, maybe 3. Perhaps it was just someone in their garden. I've seen some serious fireworks though, if it was. Oh, we're in that tree again, look. We're out again. See, this is the trouble with doing this at night. It's really difficult knowing where your line is and where the fish is going. Ooh. You don't want to get them in too soon because they're getting the brambles under your feet like this one has, I think. I think he's weeded us up. He's got me in the edge. He has just got us in the edge here. Somewhere. I don't know where. This is the trouble. It's so hard to see what's going on. I think we had it with this one. I think he's done us in the edge. Oh, yeah, he's out. Because I was able to get the rod out past him. Oh, he's after getting in this side now. Come on. Oh, dear. Come on, chap. Oh, so tight in here. Oh. Come on. Oh, a nice fish. Come on. Over here, over there. Oh, it's another nice one actually. Wonderful. What a cracking day. Well, there we go. Another one of a similar sort of stamp. Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. I'm tempted to call it a day there, but I might give it another 5. You never know. Just while this one's resting up in the net, we perhaps we'll have one more cast. It's cracking. Absolutely fantastic. Right, that's it. We've had another 5 minutes or so. No signs of anything, so I am going to call it there. That has been wonderful. I'll get this fella back. Go on, chap. About most graceful of the lot when it's dark. Typical. Yeah, that's turned into a fantastic day after a tricky start. Got it worked out. I'll say this river is still coming up. It's I think it's going to be in the fields certainly overnight, but it just shows you, doesn't it, if you pick the right sort of flood. I'd say this is a warm flood. We've gone up from 9.5 degrees last week to 12 degrees today. Managed to find some fish, put a bait in for them they wanted. Happy days. So yeah, don't be scared to get out when it's like this. If you've got the right gear, big feeders, broom handle rod, and you're laughing. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, safety is paramount. You've always got to have a way out. And we have here, fortunately, it's all uphill, like I say. And I did don the waders. I know this stretch well as well, so nothing was going to catch us out today. But yeah, fantastic. Unfortunately, Mick's not had anything else. He did lose a fish, he said. He thinks it was a chub. Did exactly what these barbel were doing to me. Got in the edge and slipped the hook, unfortunately. But there you go. The owls are hooting, telling me it's time to go home. But I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I did exactly what I wanted to do today and come out and do a bit of floodwater fishing. I've not done that for ages. Yeah, really enjoyed that. You can tell probably, can't you, I'm waffling. Time to go home. All there is left to do is say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to channel patrons for your fantastic support. Thanks to those of you supporting me through buymeacoffee.com. And I'll see you again on the next one.